today's market update, I wanted you to look at a few things, is the trends. If you look at our total sales trends, this is the number of transactions that have been happening in Calgary in the last 3 months, November of 2023, November 2024, November 2025. You can see that the trend is the number of sales has been falling. And even into December, let me just move this on my screen here. December 2023, 2024, and 2025, the number of sales have been falling as well. But contradictory to that is we look at the prices. Now, the average price has been growing the last 3 years in the months of November and in the months of December as well. So while a number of sales are dropping, Calgary's prices are still holding firm. And that's great news for investors because our property values are maintaining their value.
Yeah, and you know what? This totally shows that there's confidence in the Calgary market, which we love. We know some sectors are struggling, and that is the new builds. The condo market will struggle for a number of years just because of government regulations, with developers having easy money with the MLI Select program. There's going to be overbuilding, oversupply, so that will keep that market soft. And we can't see that changing for a while. And the biggest reason being with that is that the feds want to provide affordable housing. We've heard it for how many years now? Like a bunch of years. It's too expensive. You'd hear, tenants on TV saying they can't afford to rent. Well, that's all changed, and it changed in a hurry this year because the MLI Select program fully kicked in, and they're just building, right? They just keep building and building, and if you just drive around any community in Calgary now, you can see small apartment buildings going up, low level, say up to 4 stories, and you see them everywhere. And what that's doing is it's brought on, now we have over 9,000 rentals in Calgary. So the affordable issue has totally gone, and the condo market, it was booming, I would say, late last year. It was going up like crazy, and that was because there was no supply. There was nowhere for renters to live. They were getting into the market. And so, you know what, the condo market went through the roof. When I say went through the roof, it went up 10 to 15% within a 3-4 month period, but that has cooled off, and it will be cool for some time.
Yeah, and the next slide reflects that. You can see the average price is broken down by housing type. Condos, it's almost 350,000, but that's down over 9% from last year. Townhomes, 445,000, down over 6%. Then you get into the semi-detached homes and the detached homes. These are a little bit higher end segments of the market. You can see that semi-detached are up 6.22, and detached, the average price right now is 772,058. We haven't seen it that high in quite some time, and it's up 3.38% from 2024. So you can see the numbers are different for each housing type, but the total, we're still up 2.26%. So that's a very good number to see as a real estate investor, because your assets are increasing year over year.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of the day, you can see that people really, the starter homes now are really in the semi-detached home prices right now. Even that, for most people, $666,000, it isn't affordable. So, you know what? The townhouse market will continue to go up because of that. And we've been saying it for some time. The townhouse market will be the new starter home market. And not only that, developers are banking on that condos will be the new starter home for most people. And that's why they keep building them, which is crazy because everyone's dream at the end of the day is to have, a backyard and some space.
Yes. So another thing from an investor point of view, you can look at the last 20 years, that steady increase of prices over Calgary. Yes, it doesn't go on an exact straight line, the average prices year over year, but you can see that there are downturns. We've been through them all as investors ourselves here, and I know a lot of people out there have been through all these downturns as well. But despite the downturns, I mean, COVID was a huge one. The world financial crisis was a huge downturn. Calgary's market still turned around, and we're still up almost 400,000 from 20 years ago. So to be in the market that long, we need to remind our investors that that's why most of us are in it. You're in it for the long term. Real estate's a long-term gain. game. It's not a get rich quick scheme, and this graph really, really reflects that.
Yeah, we love this graph because I know when the world financial crisis was going on, it lasted 18 months. Tim and I know this because we owned properties together back then and we were holding tight, and the market only shifted 10%. So when you look at that, and I don't remember actually rents going down during the world financial crisis or during COVID at all because there was no more supply coming on the
Yeah.
market. So rents were holding. And then, as you can see, both times the market recovered. So, you really got to look at the big picture. And when we're looking at 613,000 being the average on this graph, we feel that the average in Calgary, we've said it time and time again, should be above 800,000. How long will it take it to get there? I mean, you could look at this graph and work out roughly how long it will take. What is the next blimp in coming? Who knows what it is? Donald Trump's already put a little factor into a little bit of this, but at the end of the day, we feel with the amount of growth, population growth coming to Calgary, that it's just going to continue. We're not going to get this crazy boom. You don't have to rush out there and buy property, but whoever does reaps to ride that wave till it gets there.
Yeah. So that's our market report. We do these every couple of weeks to keep you guys informed, to get you on top of the market. I like the numbers a lot more than Azad does,
Yeah.
but it's something that a lot of our investors want to see as well.